Hola, SAP developers. In this quick SAP Tech Bytes, we will show you how you can set up the integration between SAP S/4HANA Cloud and SAP Cloud Integration via SAP Event Broker for SAP Cloud applications. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to show you what's required basically to configure the communication between an S/4HANA Cloud with SAP Cloud Integration, sending events via SAP Event Broker. So here, for example, I start with the system landscape where you can see that there's an SAP Integration Suite, which was automatically onboarded on my system. There's also an SAP Event Broker instance, which was obviously automatically onboarded to my BTP account as well. And there's this S/4HANA Cloud, which I manually registered here. So I registered by adding a system, an S/4HANA Cloud system, and then I end up getting just for tests so that you can see it. You will end up you need to select a communication scenario, in this case, evented between SAP Cloud systems, and this will generate a token for you. This token is what you end up configuring in S/4HANA Cloud. I've already done that in this case, so I'm not going to do that again. But that's how I end up registering this E4L system that you see here. Okay, so that's that. Now, I have a cloud integration. Cloud integration is the one that will be receiving the events. And I created a simple integration flow here that I will show you in a bit. And the idea of the integration flow is that it will receive the event and it will store it in a data store. Okay. So just to show you quickly the integration flow here, it will all events sent from S/4HANA Cloud via Event Broker will end up being received by this integration flow. So I'll show you the configuration of that. But here you can see that it's just a normal HTTPS endpoint. I've set that as the address, and then it just ends up storing a payload here. You can see that I've set that the entry ID will be the cloud event type of the message that we receive, and that's what will be stored with the payload and also the message headers. I've also included here in the runtime configuration the allow headers, and basically it's that the headers that are sent in these HTTPS requests so that they're stored as exchange properties in the headers. It will be there. Okay, so that's that. This has been deployed, as you can see, so it's ready. And if we go to the artifact itself, you can see that this URL is here, and this URL is important because it's what we're going to configure later in BTP, so that it knows where to send events, basically. Okay, so let's start by configuring cloud integration. Okay, so I have cloud integration here, and as you can see, I've already created an instance of the process integration runtime. You all know how to create this, so that's fine. But I need to create a service key, and this service key needs to be of type certificate. This service key is basically what Event Broker is going to use to communicate with cloud integration. So I'm going to create this, and this will give me a certificate and a key. Okay, that certificate and key is what I need. So I'm just going to copy this, and I have it here. I'm going to paste it here, so I'll keep it for reference. And then what I need to do now is that I need to create the connectivity between Event Broker and cloud integration. So for that, I establish that. Event connectivity. I need to select as the runtime other, and then I'm just going to do EV connectivity cloud integration. Okay, next. Here I need to set a specific payload. In this case, the payload is this. As you can see, I need to specify a namespace, which is sap.int. This is specific for cloud integration, and the webhook URL is basically what I was showing you before. Okay, so this URL is the same that we have here, right? Exactly the same. Okay, so I'll continue this and then click next, and then that's it. So just like this, I've already created my connectivity between both. Now I need to specify the binding, and in this binding is where I specify the certificate. Okay, so I'm just going to name it iFlow set, And here, my payload will be basically here. I need to replace this certificate and key with the values from what I copied before. So there, I'm going to replace this. There we go. Okay, so that should be fine. And I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. Oops, okay, doesn't like that. That's okay. Create that, and that's fine. So I basically created everything that's required for the connectivity here. Cool. So now that I have this, I need to basically start setting up my S4HANA instance. Okay. So I show you how I already created registered the system here. I need to establish a formation so that I basically tell Event Broker how the communication between the systems, who will be the publisher and the subscriber, basically, in this case. I don't have any information, so I'm just going to create one. I'm going to name it as for HANA Cloud Events CI, for example. And then here, event in between SAP Cloud systems. Okay, next step. And I need to select my systems here. As you can see, this is my SAP Integration Suite, this is my Event Broker, and this is my S4HANA Cloud. Okay, next step, create. Cool. So I'm creating my formation here now. Now, something important that you will notice here is that when I establish this, it's synchronizing now. Once it's ready, it will tell me the status here will change and it will tell me it's ready. Ready? All good. Everything looks good. But something important is here in this configurations. You see that here it was configured here the SAP Event Broker, and I need from here in the configuration this AMQP gateway URL. This is important. So this is my host name, for example, and I will need this in order to configure it in the systems and in my communication arrangement. And this is the path that I will need to specify. So both of these are important details. So let's go ahead in S4HANA Cloud and start by creating a communication system. Okay, so if you configure Event Mesh before or Advanced Event Mesh, this will be sort of familiar. The process of creating a communication system. The communication arrangement is obviously different, but that's, yeah, I'll show you in a bit. So dev adds EB. I'm just going to comment that. My Event Broker. Okay, so here my host name is basically that value that I was showing you before, the MQP gateway. Okay, 443, we leave it at. There's no need to do anything here. Then I need to establish a user inbound communication. Yes, sorry. Dev apps. There it is. So I'll select my user. Okay. And then for my outbound communication, I need to select a certificate. So the certificate that we selected before, basically, which is the client default that we have here, let's just use that. So create. That's it. That's all I need for my system. Now that my system is configured, I can go ahead and create a communication arrangement. Okay, that's good. So communication arrangement. Yep. And here I create a new one. Okay, so my scenario, we can search for broker, and that's the one, SAP COM 082. Yeah, so I'm just going to dev apps Event Broker. Okay, so I'll select my communication system, obviously. So in this case, it's just that one that I created before, dev apps. Yep. Okay, yeah, it has the user, the default, blah, blah. Now here, you can see that I have that configured. Now I need to set the path. So the path would just be that other value that I copied before. So that protocols, blah, blah, blah. Now, it does say HTTPS there. Don't worry about it. Ignore that. It will end up using AMQP basically in the communication. Okay, so invalid characters, it says it's not happy about something here. What is it that is not happy about? Channel name, yes, sorry. I didn't set a channel name here. which obviously is a problem. And I'm just going to name it DevApps. I'm communicating here with, yeah, in my free tier account. So I'm just going to name it free DevApps BTP. You know, that's it. So that it knows that it's going to BTP, yeah, that free tier account. Yeah. Okay. So save that. I forgot to set that channel, but that's fine. Okay, invalid still. Alrighty. So DevApps underscore underscore. Okay, save. Doesn't like the dashes, so it's okay. That's been activated, so everything's fine here. I've done everything that I need in S/4HANA Cloud. So now I've configured everything here in my system. So now what I need to now we haven't specified which events we want from S/4HANA Cloud in Cloud Integration to be sent via Cloud Integration. So for that, I need to go to my integration suite. And as you can see here, I've already specified a few integration dependencies, okay? But let's just go ahead and I'm going to delete one just so you see how you set that up. But in this case, it will be add. You select this simplified business eventing template. And here, for example, I'm just going to re-add that SAP Business Partners. The publishing system is basically SAP.S4, remember from the namespace before. And the event types, you can get the event types from basically hub.sap.com. So in hub.sap.com, I can go ahead to my events and search for, in this case, I'm interested in obviously S4HANA Public Cloud, right? And here all my events are documented. So in the case of business partner, here I will get, for example, view event reference. You can see here that I have a change event and a create event, right? So in the header here, you can see that this is a constant value and this is what I need, okay? So I want the business partner change event, okay? So let's go ahead here and paste that. And I'll also add the created event, okay? That's fine because I know that it's here created, and you can see that created. If I select created, okay, let's just go to created in headers. There it is. The type is that. This is what we're copying and pasting there. So Event Broker treats cloud events as a first class citizen, right? So in every payload that we're going to receive, it will be a cloud event, and this content, this type basically is telling us what the type of the message that we receive in the payload is. So that's what we're defining here in our system landscape. Okay, so let's review this, and that looks fine to me, and just add. Okay, so just like this, we've added a business partner. We also have business users. So for example, whenever there's a business user created or deleted, then we're going to receive those events. There's also a test event, okay? So this test event is important because we can test our integration with that. And also product events, for example, like if there's any changes in materials, for example, we will receive those events. Okay, so I've established my integration dependencies, but I still need to enable this in Event Broker. So for that, I go to Event Broker and I'll refresh this, and you'll see that I have 4 available subscriptions. So although I've established integration dependencies for cloud integration, like I need to enable this first. So I'll go to my test event and hit enable. Okay. And just like that, events will be flowing from S4HANA Cloud to cloud integration. Okay. We establish the integration dependency and then we activate a subscription. So let's test this. We go here to event enablement. Yep. Configure channel binding. That's the one that we need. And you can see here that this is our channel, DevApps BTP free tier, right? And in this case, I have an outbound topic. You can see how it, as I enable it over there in Event Broker, now it's listed here in outbound topics. So now what I'll do is that I'm just going to send a test event. I don't remember, event manager. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, in Event Monitor. Yeah, produce test event. That's it. This is the one that I need. Boom. So I produce a test event, and you can see that there's an in-flight one, and yeah, this will fail. But now if I refresh this, it has been acknowledged. That's good. That means that we go to integration suite. Maybe I get something here. Let's see. I have one message. I receive one message. Cool. There you go. That's my message. And if you remember well, I end up setting up that in the data store. Okay. Cool. There it is. That's my event. Okay. Perfect. So let's go ahead and just so you can see that, for example, business partners. Let's do business users. Something a bit different than the usual business partners. So my 10 business users. Let's go ahead and let's say that I'm going to create a new one, right? Antonio Ferrari, create a user, okay? Cool. So here I'm creating a new user. What do I need to do now? Username, sorry, Ferrari. That's all I need to specify. Cool. So I've created the user, but then if I go here, let's see if I have a message in integration suite. I don't have any messages. This hasn't triggered anything, right? Because I haven't enabled the integration. Okay, so that's important. I haven't enabled the integration. Okay, so let's go ahead and enable the integration. Event broker, business users, enable the event subscription. There we go. We've enabled it. And now, if I go ahead and maintain this business user, let's say that I want to delete the business user that I created for Antonio Ferrari. So let's go here, Ferrari. There's my business user, and I'm going to remember that in Event Broker, I established that for business users, I'm going to receive the deleted, right, and the created. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Boom. Bye. And let's go ahead and just create a new one as well so that we can get two events flowing. Yeah, let's hit new and let's Brad Jones, for example. Yeah, Brad. Oops. Okay, so let's say B Jones. Excellent. Saved. So in this case, then that will mean that I should have two messages here. Two messages, indeed. Great. And if everything went well, then if we go to a data set, we should see two records, one for the deleted and one for the created. Looks like it, right? So you can see here, we have a business user created and a business user deleted. Okay, let's check out this payload, just so we're familiar with this. And in the created, what I'm receiving, yeah, these are my headers that are in that integration flow. And then in the body, I basically just have business partner ID and user ID. Yeah, that's the payload that I'm receiving, which is basically what you would end up finding in how.sap.com, right? So if we go and search for business users, yeah, business user events, the event reference, deleted, yeah, so deleted, and we see the payload. That's the payload that we're receiving, right? That's it. Cool. Yeah, and just like that, you can go to Event Broker and, well, just start activating something else. If I want to receive business partners, I just enable this, and whenever any of these two event types get created or happen in S4, then you will end up receiving them. And you will see that, for example, here in the in event enablement, yeah, configuration channel binding. You will see that as I activate components there in Event Broker, I will have more outbound topics here. Okay, you see, as you can see, for example, we don't have product events, right? This product change, product created, I don't have them here. Sorry, not there. Here in my channel, they're not listed there. But if I activate it, let's deactivate the test event. I know that testing is working, so let's deactivate this, disable this. So that should have remove a topic from S4 and created two topics. So product event. So here in my channel, this should go away and I should have two new ones, right? Let's refresh this. And there we go. We have the product events, and the test has gone away. So we no longer have that. So you can see how, in essence, from Event Broker, we're managing the events that are going to be published through this channel, right? There's no need for us to do any configuration in S4 because all the configuration is actually happening in Event Broker. And if I want to add more events, right? Remember that that will be defined as an integration dependency in my system, so in cloud integration. I'm basically, within this formation, I'm basically establishing, you know what? I want these events to be sent to this particular application, to this particular SAP Cloud application, in this case, SAP Cloud Integration. Okay, we did quite a few things in this SAP Tech Bytes. We start by showing all the components in cloud integration. We set up the connectivity between cloud integration and SAP Event Broker. Then after that, we proceeded to create our formation where we included all the different systems that are part of our formation. After that, we then end up by creating the communication system and communication arrangement in SAP S/4HANA Cloud, right? Which basically ends up telling S/4HANA Cloud through which channel to send all the events that we're interested in. And finally, we went to the Event Broker UI to enable the different subscriptions that we were interested in. And yeah, well, now you have all the tools available to you in order to basically set up this events flowing from SAP S/4HANA Cloud to your SAP Cloud integration. I hope you like it.